Hello and welcome back to Matt the Groundhopper channel and what is another Chewing the Fat episode. And today going to be talking about the 3 Up campaign, which is the additional promotion place from 2 to 3 from the National League into the Football League. It's been in the news in the last few weeks. Let's take a look. Okay, so I'd like to welcome Football Tourist, who is Tom.
Hello.
Running this Chewing the Fat episode. I think it's episode 10 or 11. I forgot, lost count of the number of episodes it is. But today, we're going to be talking about the 3 Up campaign. And you're a perfect guest for this because I know you do a lot of ground hopping in non-league football.
Yep.
Grounds I've been to a lot of grounds that you've been to, vice versa. So 3 Up campaign. Before I'm going to ask you your opinion, I've got a cut of. I wasn't expecting this. A little bit of a quiz.
Okay.
Non-league. Okay. All about promotion into the Football League. Okay.
Oh, this is gonna.
I'm going to start with the easy one. So, what year was the first promotion into the Football League from the old Vauxhall Conference? As in, 'cause it used to be elected, but now it's promotion. So, what was the first year? Any ideas?
Was it 87?
Correct. 87. And who's the team?
I don't know that.
Scarborough.
Scarborough.
And
Because I know the year
any ideas who
after.
the manager was?
I've got no idea. No.
Neil Warnock.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a nice little pub quiz question you got there. Because I know the year after was Wealdstone, and their application got denied.
That is incorrect, I'm afraid.
Oh, is it?
I'm afraid, yeah. I can. I'm all over this, and I'll tell you what. I think Wealdstone was the year before in '86, or was it Enfield?
Oh no. Yeah, sorry. They well, whenever they won the league, their application got denied.
Yeah. I think that was when that's before it was promotion. I think that's when they was elected. I think it was. But so 87. That's the pub quiz question. The one a lot of people don't know is who's the first team to be relegated out of the league in '87.
I mean, I've got a million club badges all racing through my head at the moment. I don't know for sure. I knew I'd had a look at the dates before we spoke about this, but not as much the teams. So who was it?
Lincoln City.
Lincoln City. Ah.
Last question. Who's the second team to be promoted in 1988?
Oh, well, I got that wrong earlier. Scarborough before. I don't know. Carlisle.
No. Lincoln.
Oh, Lincoln. They came straight back
down, went straight back up again.
Ah, look at that.
Because back then there was only one going. You had to win the league to get promoted. So yeah. So Lincoln. And one final question. I know I'll put you on the spot here, Tom, but what team has? And I've wrote it down here. What team has had the most promotions out of the Vauxhall Conference or the National League?
When's the start date for this?
1987. So, but their first promotion was 1991.
I was looking at who. Is it Lincoln again?
No. The manager was Barry Fry at the time.
That doesn't help me. That's a bit before my time, I think.
Barnet.
Oh, Barnet.
They won the league in 91.
Who look like they might get another one this year.
Well, listen to this pattern, okay? They won it in 91. They won it in 2005, 2015, and also could now be 2025. So if it's got a 5 at the end of the year, the likelihood they're going to
going up. There we go.
So that means that'll be 4 times they'll be promoted. But also they've got the record of being relegated most times as well. Out of the league 3 times. But anyway, so that's that. So a little bit of fun there. Okay, 3 Up campaign. So just in a nutshell, this is a campaign to increase the promotion places from 2 to 3. All these 72 EFL clubs seem to be in favour of this, as well as the non-league clubs. And they've got some sort of annual meeting. I think it was in June this year. There's an EFL annual group meeting where they're going to decide whether they're actually going to go with this proposal. And if it happens, I think it starts from next season. So you'll have
that's definitely what the National League's pushing for, isn't it? To have it starting next year.
Yeah, to start next season. So 3 go down, 2 go up, and obviously the winners of the playoffs as well would go up. So, Tom, what's your opinion on the 3 Up campaign?
I think it's been long overdue, personally. I was having a look today after you said that we were going to talk about this, and I don't think a single side that's got promoted has been, at least since the at least since the two started going up, I look back that far, and not a single side's gone straight down. So it's clearly a
Yeah, no one's gone straight down. Sutton have gone down after about a couple of years, but no one's gone straight down. So you're
and
right.
there's been quite a few teams that have gone up and then up again into League One. So it's only a sign, really. There's a bit of a bottleneck in the National League at the moment, with sides that are ready to come up but can't because there's only the team that win the league and one team in the playoffs, which is a bit of a lottery, to use the cliche.
Yeah.
So not necessarily the best side. So I think it's long overdue, really.
I'm thinking about the teams that have come up and stayed up over a long period of time. There's people like Stevenage, Burton, obviously Harrogate more recently, Barrow.
Yeah.
Obviously, Stevenage, Burton are in League One currently, but so
You look at like Bristol Rovers and Lincoln as well that
yeah,
went
Bristol Rovers obviously.
straight up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see them as a non-league club because they went down and went back up again, but there was always a league club. But
Yeah,
teams
okay.
like even Yeovil, I know Yeovil non-league, but Yeovil were a non-league club initially, and Macclesfield, but they dropped out of the league because they went bankrupt. But there's several teams that are established themselves in the league that have never gone down again.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so it shows it. And there's so many teams that big, which I still class as football league teams in the National League, like Southend and Oldham, Rochdale, Hartlepool.
There are
It's
50 EFL clubs in the National League at the moment.
was it
Obviously,
10?
it's not obviously not all of them are as big.
Yeah, it's gonna be 10 or I think 10 or 12. That would be next football league, isn't it? 10 or 12.
Maybe that was including the league below as well, because there's like Torquay and Scarborough and
Yeah,
Scunthorpe
yeah,
below that, aren't there?
yeah. So you're in favour of it, okay?
Yeah, definitely. What about yourself?
Yes, I am, but I want to play devil's advocate,
Okay.
okay? Because for me, getting promoted to the football league for me is a special promotion. Okay, it's got like so. For me, it feels like it needs to be like a trapdoor when you get relegated out of the league. And if you get relegated with these three going down, it's much easier to get back up in the league.
Yeah.
It won't feel as special because it'd just be like another promotion relegation. Where for me, the most special promotion personally is to get into the football league because it's so hard to get into the football league. It's easier now than what it was back in. I think they changed it about 15 years ago when it two went up. But before then, you had to win the league, and it's like really hard. That's unfair. Um, so I'm not against it. I welcome it, but I think it will lose a little bit of its specialness getting into the football league. Much easier.
Yeah, maybe.
I hope they change the play because mate, you've got the playoffs in the National League where you've got quarterfinals, semi-finals, and finals. It goes right the way down to seventh, doesn't it?
Mm.
Where seventh play fourth, fifth play sixth, and then the winners then play third, second, and third. I hope they change that because I like that idea because it's fair, but you can't have playoffs going right the way down to eighth. I think it'd just be you could
But
go
imagine if they
eighth.
won it.
I think that'll be a little bit. No, you can't have that. I think if you're going to have two going automatically, then the playoff format needs to be the same as in the league: third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, and that's it. So
And both home and away.
both home and away. Yeah, I
'Cause I
think so.
think the eliminators are a one leg, aren't they, normally?
They are on the lower. I don't think
I
they
don't
are
know about
in
the
the
National
league
League,
north and
actually.
south. Are they just? I don't know
I
now.
don't know, actually.
I don't know
No, you
because you
mentioned
have
it.
a one-legged playoff at Wembley, but obviously in the National League North and South, they play the final at the team that finishes the highest. But so I'm not against it, but I think they should change the playoffs.
Okay.
One thing you could chuck into it, they won't do this, but they could chuck into it. You could add third bottom could be in the playoffs from League Two.
Oh, like what they do on the
Scotland.
continent. Yeah. I think it's quite. I do enjoy watching it, like because it happens in Germany and France. But I do think it's quite unfair because they've got like a bigger budget and they've had a bigger budget
Yeah,
all season, and now because in this case it's got Sky money as well.
yeah, yeah.
The League Two
It,
teams have
it
got.
would make it exciting, but then on the flip side, I think if you finish third to bottom, you could end up having a Wembley final, and that wouldn't be fair either because you don't deserve to
Yeah,
be Wembley finish third to bottom. So
and at least in the Bundesliga case, the top flight side's only ever gone down twice
yeah,
since they've done it. So it doesn't generally. It's
yeah,
fun, but it doesn't generally. Like, and it's nice to have an extra like one-off game that everyone's watching
yeah.
in the country at the end of the season. But it
It's
usually
the same as
doesn't work out that way.
it's
And
the
I
same.
imagine it would probably. Sorry.
I was going to say it's the same as Scotland, where you've had a couple of seasons where Ross County you've actually won the playoff final, they've stayed up, and it's a bit like only one team's gone up and one team's gone down. So there's a little bit of an anticlimax to me, unless you're a Ross County fan. So I only chatted to the mix, but on reflection, I don't think I would like that. I think if you come bottom three, you go down. Be done with it.
Yeah, that's where I'd stand on it as well.
Yeah. So you're a big fan of it.
Yeah, overall, I'd say so.
Yeah. I'll give you a bit of a curveball, different scenario. Okay. So for me, it waters it down a little bit. Okay. It's like any other promotion relegation. So as an alternative, why don't you just incorporate the National League and create? Because it's going to be like a League Three, effectively, isn't it? Now,
Yeah,
even though it's
and
not
some
part of the
people
EFL.
refer to it as that already.
Yeah, exactly. So why don't you incorporate all the clubs and create a League Three? But instead of having a League One, League Two, League Three, I would go this way. Okay, I'd go Premier League, Championship, League One, League Two North, League Two South, and then the National League North and National League South promote into the League Two North and South.
Okay.
So you regionalise it below League One. So League Two. So for example, Gillingham League Two, they wouldn't go any further north than Walsall, but then all the northern teams. But then you'd have local derbies against Ebbsfleet if they were still in the league, and you'd be playing people like Woking,
You
as
might play
opposed to
Maidstone.
Carlisle and Morecambe. I don't know that be because it used to be regionalised back in the '60s. They had league, Division Four North or Division Three North and South. So that might bring budgets down and have more local derbies. But I don't know, what's your opinion on that? Would you be in favour of that or not?
I mean, it's just I'm thinking of all the stuff. Was you've obviously just dumped this on me right now. I think on one hand, obviously, I think the clubs would like to travel less, but it does sort of like regionalising it. In my opinion, is sort of when the professionalisation of the leagues generally stop.
Okay.
So it does feel a bit like a backward step in a way. I'm not sure I'd be up for that, to be honest.
I,
You'd have to put it to the vote of the clubs anyway, wouldn't you? Such a massive change like that. I don't know if it's for me.
I don't think the clubs will like it financially because it'd be less travelling times. I don't think fans, because we all moan about having long away trips, but going away to Fleetwood and Morecambe and Carlisle, it's actually quite a nice little day out. It's quite expensive on the train, but it's quite a nice little day out to go up there and chip it off. And if you're just going to Woking and Southend pretty much every year, it's a bit, you're trudging through it, same grounds every time. Might be get a bit gutsy, I suppose. But that'll be a way of opening up the pyramid completely. Because
Yeah, which
if you're National League North or South, you go straight into the Football League. But obviously, the Football League will go from 72 teams to 96. So, but that'll be a way of introducing it. But I know not everyone will be up for that. I'm not saying I'm up for that. It's just like an alternate view, really. So,
mm,
yeah. So you're not a fan then of that?
I think it wouldn't. I don't think that would be for the betterment of the game in the same way that I think clearing the bottleneck between, some of the big teams at the top of the National League.
Yeah.
And because I know you mentioned that Lincoln went down and they came back up, but that doesn't generally happen that much anymore.
No.
I I
I
can't
think
think of it happening off the top of my head.
I think back then,
Obviously, like you say though, it would be easier once 3 up, 3 down happens. It'd be
yeah.
obviously easier to go up that way.
I think
But
when
usually the teams that go
relegated,
down from League Two have got like money issues, don't they? Generally.
I think when Lincoln got relegated back in the day, the Vauxhall Conference then was very much an amateur league. But now the National League, most of the teams are professional now.
Mm,
It doesn't feel like an amateur league anymore. It's just it is a professional league, but in non-league circles. It's not an amateur league, is it? I mean, Southend are not an amateur club.
yeah.
They're a full-time club with full-time players. But there is a split because that league would be divided into three. With the National League, you divide it in three sections. You'd have the top eight for size of club. I mean, where you'd have the likes of Southend, Wadgedale, Luton were there, Oxford, Cambridge, them sorts of clubs. The middle lot will be, I don't know, maybe the Wokings of this world, Woking,
Altrincham.
Altrincham, and then the lower eight would be the small like Fylde and Ebbsfleet now. And the clubs that are part time, who don't have big budgets and are always going to struggle really. But yeah, so okay, so the north and south is out. Okay, we'll bin that. But
I just don't think it'll be as fun. Like, I think people quite like the away days to Gateshead and or down to Southend and all that stuff.
yeah, Yeah. Although there'll still be big away travels because the Southwest, um, in the National League South, the Southwest is, you're going down
Yeah,
to
that's
Truro.
true.
It's a long old trip down there, isn't it? So
Down to Truro.
Truro and Torquay, in the Southwest. But okay, so that's going to be binned. But you're in favour of the 3-up campaign. Would you change the playoffs? As I mentioned earlier on, would you change it to the straight, just the 4?
Uh, I'm pretty easy on it either way, to be fair. I don't mind the eliminators, but I don't, because they're midweek. I don't usually go myself.
Yeah.
And I think if you're going to have more teams going up, less teams, right? Sort of the cutting off a bit higher makes sense because the league size is going to stay the same, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I probably would be in favour of that. Yeah.
I mean, when they say about there's a bottleneck of teams, I don't really have a lot of sympathy for them because if you get relegated, well, that's your tough.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So that's that flip side. But on the other flip side, if Gillingham, which we are seeing languish in the bottom part of League Two, if we went down, I'd be thinking, no, we want a 3 go up, better chance because we could end up being down for 10 years. But
I
so
don't mean
making that argument,
necessarily the it being a bottleneck in that it's hard to come back. It's just there's a lot of ambitious clubs that want to be in the football league, but they can't all go up.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
just brutal. But I guess, like you say, that is the way it is, unfortunately.
I don't like being in League Two as a Jules fan, but
And there's 4 go up from that league.
yeah, I know. So it's unfair 4 went down, because it was the fourth team that went down was the fourth.
Yeah.
But um, okay, for me, so just summarising, it would lose. It wouldn't be a special. I'm not against it, but it wouldn't be a special. But I can fully understand it'll be it'll be much more fluid going up and down the pyramid. And
I think
everybody,
the other side of that though is that it wouldn't be as devastating to lose your football league status.
yeah,
It would be a bit if you've got your ducks in a row, you should be able to have an easier time of getting back up to it.
yeah. I think everyone debates about the whole classic Wrexham Notts County when they had 106 points each, was it?
Mm,
And luckily Notts County went up for the play. I think they beat Chesterfield, didn't they, last
yeah.
year before last? And people saying, oh, but bottom line is, what are 3 teams that had 106 points? It is what it is. It's just unlucky, It's just
Mm-hmm.
it was just a bizarre season where you had 2 very good teams. Do you change the rules for that? I don't know. I mean, because to say is it fair that someone in the playoffs finishes 6th has 25 points less than 3rd place?
That's the nature of the beast.
Not particularly, but everybody knows the rules from the beginning. So I don't have a lot of sympathy when people complain about it. But it would be interesting to see some of these league clubs get back into the league because I like the fact that little clubs get into the league like Harrogate and Barrow. I like the fact they're this like fairy tale dream getting into league. But for me, I think it also devalues the league a little bit because they're such small clubs.
Mm.
Like 2,000 like Accrington and things. You got huge clubs in the National League. You get huge crowds, and they'd be better off in the league, wouldn't they? Because it would make the league stronger and bigger crowds and things. But
Yeah, but I guess they need to be run a bit better, don't they?
yeah, but then that's the dream of the pyramid. You can't really close the pyramid off because that's what it's all about. That's why Americans seem to like our game because we have promotion and relegation and there's the pyramid, and you've got the dream that Chatham Town, for example, could get into the Football League one day. So
Yeah.
yeah, so okay, well, look, I think we've
Well, if you change it, it'll be easier for Chatham Gills to happen.
yeah. By the time Chatham in the league, I want Gills to be championship by then. So,
Yeah. Okay. Never mind then.
yeah, I think if I'd have put money, do I think Chatham will get into the league before Gills get into the championship? There's a bet. What do you think?
Will Chatham get into the league before this is pushed through?
No, do Chatham get into the EFL before Gillingham get into the championship?
um, I would have thought it's probably slightly more likely Gillingham getting the championship.
Yeah, I would have said that 2 seasons ago, but at the moment, no.
No.
Well, maybe we'll see. Okay, well, I think we're in agreement, Tom. I don't think there's no debate at all today. Really, it's
No.
just rubber stamping what everyone else is saying. But I try to play devil's advocate a little bit, but I'm not even convinced myself, if I'm being honest.
So, do you think the EFL are going to go for it from next season?
So,
3 up, 3 down.
if the member teams want it, then why would the board say no? Because surely the clubs will have a vote. So
Do the EFL clubs have a say though? That might get in the way.
they get a vote. One team, one vote, don't they? I think that's the way it works.
Okay.
I don't think it's weighted either, but apparently all the clubs are in favour of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the clubs in the Championship will be in favour. Why wouldn't they be in favour? It doesn't affect them.
Mm-hmm.
Teams in the bottom of the league, they might be against it, but then they could drop out of the league, so they want to be in favour of it because it'd be easy for them to get back up into it, like you said earlier on. So,
I mean, that's the way I see it. I don't know why they would get in the way, but
mm,
certainly a lot of fans of like League One and League Two clubs seem to be quite against the idea, from what I've seen on social media.
well,
Maybe that's not reflective of what the wider audience want. Just
well, I
allow
think it's just a bit
minority.
of protectionism. They just want to protect their own club so they don't go down. The ones that languish, there's not many teams, to be fair. League Two every season tends to differ. You don't have the same teams languishing at the bottom. Because Carlisle are bottom, but last season they were League One.
Mm.
Morecambe were in League One last season as well. So they both come down from League One last season, didn't they? But so you don't really teams that you don't have consistent teams that finish third or fourth bottom. They seem to just sort themselves out and get up for the league. But so it could be it could be any team next season. It could be Shrewsbury next year in League One. It could be Gillingham. You don't know who's going to be down there. It's pretty unpredictable sometimes. So I didn't expect Carlisle to be down there, if I'm being honest. But
Yeah, very nice.
Hughes as manager, and it doesn't seem making much of a difference. So they could end up being non-league again, Carlisle. So yeah, so brilliant. Well, look, thanks, Tom. Short and
No
sweet.
worries.
Make sure you check out Tom's channel. I'll put a link up now to your channel. So Football Tourist. Make sure
Yeah, please do.
Where are you off to Saturday, Tom? Are you off anywhere Saturday?
Off to Notts County this weekend.
Okay, Notts County. So very much a league club now, Notts County.
Yeah, but Chesterfield.
Okay.
Which was, of course, a player final you already mentioned.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So make sure you check out Tom's channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit my check out other videos on my channel. And if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Drop us a comment as well. Always reply to the comments. And also as well, check out my Substack channel, which is new. I'm now posting journals and articles on my Substack channel. So if you don't know what it is, go to substack.com. Under the search bar, type in Matt the Groundhopper. You see his face pop up. So hit the old orange subscribe button for Substack. And basically all my ground hopping tales over the last couple of years, I'm basically working through them and creating a bit of a ground hopping guide for all the grounds I've been to. It's free to do, so make sure you check out the Substack as well, which will also be in the description. But thanks again, Tom.
No worries at all.
At probably a future ground and a future video.
Yeah, no doubt.
Bye for now. And there you have it. And I'd like to again thank Tom for giving up his time to join me on this video on the 3UP campaign. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, like and comment if you haven't already done so. Check out Tom's channel as well. And also check out my Substack channel, as I keep talking about. It's all new. A new venture for me, but I'm trying to grow that as well. So make sure you hit substack.com, type in Matt the Groundhopper, check out the channel, hit the subscribe button, which is an orange button, and I'll see you on that platform as well. But make sure you keep watching my YouTube videos, and I'll see you at my next ground hopping ground. Thanks again, and bye for now.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.